Hey, gang. Here we go, working on some more powerful women, badass women, I should say. Anyways, I did a rough sketch on a canvas board, and I'm going in right now to darken up and make that sketch permanent. These are Derwent Inktense Pencils. They go on like a crayon or a colored pencil, and then when you add water to them, they are permanent. You can rub them off before you add water, kind of. Especially if you press hard, it's not going to all come off, but they will smear until you add water. So once you add water and then let them dry, it's permanent. And once you add the water, you can move them around like kind of watercolors until it dries. So right now, I'm just adding the water. It becomes more intense when you add the water too. So if the color is not quite like you want when you put it on, don't worry, when you add that water, it'll become more vibrant. So here I am working with Crayon d'Arche crayons. So they are water soluble. They are not permanent, but they work pretty much the same way as the Inktense, as they go on like a crayon, and then you add water to them and you can move them around and blend. I really like using them because you can layer it in, but once you get it to a place that you want it, if you don't want it to move or smear, or you want it to be permanent, you're gonna have to spray it with fixative. So during the process of this painting, I sprayed fixative on several times as I was layering. As I do often here, I'm starting with the hot colors because we're going to be doing a lot of blending and I want them all to blend well together. And once I put in the cool colors, that's going to change the tone and the color, and some of them will blend like in a muddy way because those colors will be on the opposite side of the color wheel. So after I finish with the oranges, the pinks, the yellows, the reds, I'm going to spray fixative on this, and then I'll start going in with some of the cool colors, those colors on the opposite side of the color wheel. Here, I'm just dipping that crayon in water, which is going to help it go on nice and smooth, less crayon-like, and very intense color. All right, so here I'm just adding a little, what color was this? Buffed titanium, I think, to her face. And I'm gonna go right over some of those black lines, but it doesn't matter because they're gonna show through, and so that way I'll know where they are and be able to draw them in again. Not really worried about getting up close because all of these lines, her eyes are going to get much more intense. She's going to be like a hot mess with a lot of mascara on. And I'm going back to these crayons again, and I'm using 3 colors of blue-green. So this blue, and then a light blue, and then a teal blue is going on there. And that way I'll just be able to blend them in after I get them wet. You can also see here that I am dipping the crayons in water again, and you can see how they're going on nice and intense and covering all that white of the canvas. If I did this again, which I will, I would use a mixed media canvas board rather than a regular canvas board. That way I get a nice smooth background, which is really nice for all the blending. But I just usually grab what I have on hand. You can see here that I'm dunking that crayon in the water again, and that's just helping it go on nice and thick and intense. So here I'm drawing in the earrings and using that blue. It's not going to pop against her blue shirt, but I know that. I know that this is just the first layer. These earrings are going to get a couple layers of color, and we're going to finish them off with some oil pastels. So I'm putting on this brownish beige, and it looks terrible, so I'm going to, that was with the crayon, so I'm going to smear it out with water a little bit and mellow it out. There's a lot of water going on these earrings. You can see they're staying really, really wet. Several times during this process, I was taking the painting outside. It was a hot sunny day to dry, and just putting it in the sun for 5 minutes to get everything to dry. So you can see why it's just really hard to do something like this live. It would take hours. I have sprayed fixative on her hair, and so now I can start to blend in other colors into her hair, because I wanted pops of the blues and maybe some purples and on top of her hair. I didn't want it to blend in, so that's why the fixative's there. And so here I am going in with water over this crayon and trying to mellow this out. It didn't mellow out enough for me, so I started dabbing at it, and you'll see coming up here, I put a little paper towel over it, and then it gave me kind of the look that I want, just a little bit of, color under her eyes. That's the beauty of working with water-soluble crayons. They'll come right off if you're not on an absorbent background. So you can wet it and it will come right off. Unless you're on paper, it's going to suck in. I'm using a gel pen and again, I spray fixative on it, right? You've got to, because you've got all this waxy stuff. A gel pen, and then going over with the light green crayon. The reason why I use a gel pen is because I just wanted lots of scribble marks on this in the background. I wanted to just show through, so it's kind of going to underneath some of the layers. Starting to make her eyes more intense. They're going to get extremely intense, and she's going to look a little bit like a hot mess mama. That's the plan. So here I'm going in with the Inktense pencil again, and just making all these dark areas more intense, more dark. And I guess I didn't get it on film, but you can see I used a gel pen to scribble some circles on her cheeks where her very obnoxious blush is going to go. But I wanted those scribble marks underneath because I just wanted them to show through. A little white for highlighting, and I'm about to do the cheeks, so a lot of white on the cheeks. And I go in with a magenta crayon. Now, what you're going to see here is there's a lot of fixative on there, and the crayons weren't wanting to stick. So the crayon, once I got it wet, it was starting to pull away and blotch. You can see how, you know, so much of the underground is showing through. And I thought, okay, I'm going to dab this, get more product on, and try it again and see if it just kind of is cohesive. And it wasn't working. It just kept on pulling away. So in the end, all that can come off, right? And I just used some acrylic paint because I know the acrylic paint is not going to pull away from an acrylic fixative. So that's just hot pink and white mixed together, and that just did, and a lot of water because I just wanted it to have a little watercolor effect. But they're intense little blush marks there. This is a oil pastel that I'm going over for earrings with, and I put it on nice and thick, so I'm pressing hard here. And then you're going to see me get the tool out, which is a rubber tipped eraser tool, and I create the pattern in her earrings with that. I love oil pastels for this because you can paint them on very thick and then pull off parts of it. It just gives you such a great effect. And the fixative spray for oil pastels is what I use to set that, and then it just sets really nicely. Going in, giving her just extra mascara eyes. She's starting to look real bedroom eye-ish. I'm not worried about it looking perfect. I want her to look like pretty much a hot mess. So, yep, the hot mess light blue eyeshadow in oil pastel. Yeah, and I'm just dropping it in around that mascara. I'm just getting to the finishing touches and just using some of the other colors randomly around the painting. I really love to do that. Just one black outline just isn't fun enough for me. And so just tapping in some purples and blues randomly everywhere. But, and then I just, it's just all intrinsic. I just decided, this purple will be really, really pretty around the green earrings, because we all know purple and green, opposite sides of the color wheel, and they look great together. And here she is. She is just about done. I did not get the filming of the necklace in, but it's just layers of purples, blues, and some little dabs on white on top to make it look like a reflection, and I added a little heart. Just adding a little intensity to her lips. That's that same rubber, it's called an eraser, a paint eraser tool, and I use this with my oil pastels often. There was a little bit of black on there from smearing it, and I just made a little line in between the white just to give the idea that those were her teeth. again, just going in a little bit of color, pops of color here and there. So here I'm just using the gel marker to add a little bit more scribbling. I did spray this again with fixative. I probably sprayed this painting 4 or 5 times with fixative in between the process. So I could use, whatever tools I want on top. And of course, it's never finished without topping it off with a little Posca marker. Just adding some detail and definition to her hair. Just a little bit. I didn't go crazy with it this time. And she's just about done. Stay tuned to the very end because there is a little message for you.